Hello, my name is Susan Richmond. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania Homeschoolers Accreditation Agency, or for short, PHAA. I'm here to tell you today about our annual High School at Home conference. We've been doing this for years, and it's been a really helpful way for people to gain a greater understanding of the many options they have at the high school level so they can have a successful experience. I'm going to be sharing a PowerPoint to help guide us through this talk. And here it comes. And this is, again, a high school at home conference. So it's not a general conference on all topics on homeschooling. It's specifically about the high school ages. Many people find that coming to general homeschool conferences, there's not that much aimed at the high school level. It's also a smaller conference. It's not a big, huge curriculum fair that can make you feel kind of anonymous. It's a small, about 100 to 125 people conference. And I want to share about who the conference is for. It's, of course, aimed at parents of teens who are in our program already, or parents of teens who are almost about to get into the high school level. It's a great way to figure out which path you want to take in the high school years. We have many parents with middle school kids, rising ninth graders, come to the conference to get a grip on what they might do at the high school level. We always invite teens to come to the conference, and we have a whole series of workshop sessions and activities specifically for students, and they really enjoy it too. It's also a conference for evaluators. Many evaluators who have been longtime members of PHAA come each year. They're often giving sessions now or serving on panels of evaluators. And also new evaluators often come because it's a great way for them to learn about the program and what the parameters are and what's expected. We also encourage support group leaders to come. Many support groups around the state have involved many of the PHAA guidelines for earning credit, such as writing a major paper, having a public speaking experience, into their class guidelines for homeschool co-ops, say. And so many support group leaders like to come and also share about what they've been doing with special activities that might encourage others. We usually have a small number of vendors. This is not a major curriculum fair. If that's what you're looking for, you'll need to go someplace else. But we usually have a few vendors who are there to share about something particularly related to the high school level. It's a great conference to come to if you need to gain a better understanding of what the PHAA diploma program involves. What are the guidelines? How does it work? When to join, all that sort of thing. It's all covered. We always have an introductory session early in the day, usually led by my husband, Dr. Howard Richmond, who's been the executive director for many years. And that can really be helpful. One parent and evaluator wrote in her evaluation after the conference that the conference had excellent sessions which were helpful and encouraging, especially in the area of mathematics study at the high school level. I appreciate the encouragement to relax and enjoy the journey so you get to know your children, their uniqueness as people, their loves, their fears. One special session we always have at the conference is a panel discussion session about the Pennsylvania Homeschoolers AP online classes. This is not specifically a PHAA program. Certainly not all students are involved in it, but many PHAA students are, and many members of the board of directors of PHAA and PHAA evaluators are actually teachers in this online program of AP, and now a growing number of honors classes for high school students. So this is a great opportunity. It's a chance to meet teachers, often to meet other students who are involved in the classes. And some years we've even been able to have a special panel session with students sharing what the AP class online experience was like for them. At the conference, you can choose from a range of workshops that are helping you think more clearly about the high school level and looking ahead. Especially, we always have sessions about preparing for college, exploring careers, and just understanding teens in general. This is new territory for a lot of us when we get to the teen years, and it can be really helpful to hear from others and to discuss these issues. What do the teens do at the conference? Well, they have a pretty good time. One of the things we've been doing the last 2 years, it's been very popular, is we now have FED Talks. That may sound a bit like TED Talks. That's on purpose. These are modeled on TED Talks. We ask the students to prepare a 5-minute, pithy, punchy speech that shares about some area of their homeschooling. Sometimes we ask the students to do something on the theme of the conference for that year. Other times it might be just more open. We say that FED, P-H-E-D, stands for Pennsylvania Homeschool Education Discovery. So we want the kids to share about something special about their homeschooling life. Prizes are given, and the winning student is able to give their talk to the whole conference later on in the day. One student wrote on her evaluation after the conference that she found the students' speeches to be the most interesting thing of the day. We also have workshops and contests, other contests geared for teens at each session of the day. These are some of the teens from the 2019 conference. Some of these kids took part in the Teen Talent Show. And again, the winner got to present their talent for the whole conference later on in the day. You can see these teens look pretty happy. They had a good time and felt they'd all made new friends. I do, by the way, have a little suggestion here. Sometimes parents bring their teens to the conference, and it's the first time for the parents coming and the first time for the teens. And the teens may not know anyone else who's going to be there. And sometimes the parents suggest to the shy teen that maybe they just want to stick with their mom or dad and go to the same sessions the parents are going to. I would not recommend this. I'd recommend that you really encourage your teens to break loose a little bit and be brave and go to the sessions aimed at teens without the parent there. They're going to then reach out and make new friends. And even some families have shared afterwards that their teens really enjoyed having lunch with the other teens rather than eating with the parents for the lunch. And that was another informal way that kids could continue their new friendships. Networking is a real benefit of the conference. Parents can connect with evaluators. Evaluators can sometimes meet new families they might start working with. And again, there are vendors there you can talk with. Again, the teens are meeting new friends, which is always a positive. Parents can meet all the PHAA board members. They always attend the conference and are helping out in many ways. And there are always experienced evaluators there that can answer questions you might have or listen to your concerns you might have. We often invite homeschool experts to share updates and clarifications about the homeschooling law in the state, often someone from the PA Department of Ed, and those are always very popular sessions. One person wrote at the end of their conference evaluation form, "The PHAA High School at Home Conference has been a favorite of mine for years. First, I attended as a homeschool mom, then as a presenter, and now as an evaluator. There's always so much to learn and old and new friends to spend time with." We hope that's going to be your experience too. The date for the homeschool conference, the High School at Home Conference, is now switched to the last Monday in March, so a little earlier than we've had it in past years. We hope this will give you a nice possibility of still using ideas that you gain at the conference for the rest of this school year, but also it's a nice time for when you're looking ahead to the next school year. One parent wrote, "As a first-year homeschool parent, I feel it was a very worthy trip. This parent had a 3.5-hour drive, and I won't miss it again." We get a lot of repeat parents coming to the conference. The conference is held at the Buongiorno Conference Center, which is just outside of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is just west of Harrisburg, so right in central PA. It's right near the Pennsylvania Turnpike exit. One person wrote that it's a beautiful setting and very family friendly. We meet in what's called the hotel building at the conference center. There's a large conference room where we meet in the morning, and then there are smaller breakout sessions all in that same building on the lower level. The conference also involves a nice buffet lunch, and that's over in the dining hall, just a short walk away. And again, that's a time when you can talk with new parents you've met, or if you've come with a friend, to talk over what each of you learned that morning. And again, this is a nice time for students to get to have nice informal time talking with other students. Besides the lunch, there's also snacks really all day long. We have snacks in the morning. If you don't have time to have a full breakfast before coming to the conference, we'll have plenty of snacks: yogurt, pastries, fruit, granola bars, lots of different things, coffee and tea, right there in the main conference room. And we always have a mid-afternoon break when people can again have some snacks, have a little bit of downtime and informal time before we have the student presentations from the morning contests. Just a few more comments that people wrote on their evaluation forms. One person wrote, "The session on tips for teaching boys was provocative and practical, just so helpful. I always enjoy this day. I love that it's one day and geared for high school only." So again, it's a very focused conference, and we try to always have topics that'll be the ones that will hit you where you are now as a homeschooling parent or evaluator. Another person wrote, "I was very scared about starting high school with my daughter, as she is the oldest." We all know about that guinea pig year. "And I was feeling unprepared to start the journey. I feel so much better after attending the conference. I feel like I can do this. Thank you." One evaluator wrote after the conference, "The discussion sessions and the various workshops seem to stimulate people's willingness to contribute." And I think that's an important point. Because it's a small conference, the workshop sessions are not overwhelmingly large, and there's going to be time to ask questions, share your experiences, talk to the presenter, talk to the other people there. And another parent said, "It's a good location, good food, meeting rooms were a good size." You can register now for the conference at our website, www.phaa.org. And you'll find there registration information and information about each of the sessions coming up at this year's conference, and directions to how to get there. And here's just a couple of other testimonials, some last ones. One parent wrote, "I'm so glad my high schoolers got to hear from other PHAA students and to know of their common feelings and to be challenged by a peer to shoot for excellence and not slack off." And one student wrote in her form, "I really wasn't that excited about my senior year, but when I came to the conference and listened to the various speakers, I became really motivated about my last year of school. Thanks for inspiring me." And we hope that the High School at Home Conference will be inspiring for you also. And I hope to see you there this year. Thanks an awful lot for listening. And if you have any questions, just email us and check out our website at phaa.org. Thanks a lot. And that's the end.